always been able to run the floor well.
Oh, I got up and down. It wasn't
Actually,
pretty.
you did all right.
Pretty.
You did. It was a nice shuffle.
I can't tell you how many times people said, "You hurt tonight?" No, just running, you know.
Well, he's hurt now when he walks, I can tell you that much.
All right, 12:59 to play. Gonzaga leading it by 22. 64-42 our score at the McCarthy Athletic Center. Gonzaga and Carrol College exhibition game. It's a game that counts for Carrol College. It's exhibition for Gonzaga. And Gonzaga with 10 players now who have scored in the game, and Mark Few getting everybody involved. And guys, you've done this several times. You bang against one another all preseason long. It's just nice to get out there and bang against somebody else, isn't it?
This is the greatest day of the year for a college basketball player, because from last season when it was over, all you did was work out against these guys, play pickup against these guys, and then when practice started, it picked up the intensity that much more. So they are very excited to play against someone different.
And I know as a big, you get awfully tired. It's, you know, like those offensive and defensive linemen constantly through training beating up on each other. It's so nice to go out there and just collectively go beat up on somebody else.
Garland, nice post move, but can't get the ball to drop in. He averaged 18 points a game last season. He's got 6 tonight.
Yeah, just struggled right now. Struggled all night, rather, with the size of GU. He's not used to playing against this kind of length.
You can see how he's going to be a good player at the NAIA level.
Oh, yeah, big
time. He uses his body, has a great understanding of how to play the game, and he tries to use both hands.
It's our first look at Mike Hart, number 30 on the floor for Gonzaga. He was an important player a year ago, got a lot of time.
Yeah, you look at his, I mean, on the year, only 5 minutes per game. That doesn't do justice his impact at the end of the year. In the WCC tournament, made some big-time defensive plays that allowed you to go and win that championship.
And there's a block by Hart.
And you know what's nice for a coach is Mike's a guy, plays hard on both hands, incredibly smart kid, getting his business degree, doesn't make mistakes, never plays outside of himself, very much plays within his game, understands he's a guy who catch the ball, move the ball, shot goes up, go get an offensive rebound. If I'm open, look for somebody else who might be able to take a shot. And that's a comforting thing as a coach to have a dependable player. I think at times last year, the frustrating part for that coaching staff was it was difficult to know what to expect night in and night out, or rather week to week with your players, particularly that backcourt. It wasn't until the last 12 or 13 games that you finally had some consistency with Carter and Stockton.
If you look at the way the lineups shuffled back and forth, it's because nobody truly stepped up until David Stockton and Marquise Carter down the stretch.
Exactly.
Enter to win Gonzaga tickets throughout the season at Spokane area Subway stores. Win tickets to see the Zags versus Michigan State, Butler, Notre Dame, and more. Plus a grand prize including tickets to Gonzaga versus BYU, hotel, Subway cards, and more. Subway is a proud partner of Gonzaga Athletics. Eat fresh. I wonder if I'm eligible for that stuff. That wouldn't be too bad, huh?
Yeah, are there any hookups with this gig? I mean,
seriously.
Pizza, groceries.
Well, Oliver Pierce is pretty tough with these media credentials. I tell you, if you're not working, he does not like you in here.
I've got to get one of those laminated media credentials. That means I can come in and watch some of those other games.
Yeah, Marquise Carter, nice finish with a right hand.
Yeah, Marquise back in the game. I misspoke earlier. Just Coach Few shuffling the lineups here to start the second half. Good to see Marquise out there. It's going to be important that he can carry over the last 12 games of last season. I mean, you look at just the way he finished off the year, 14.5 points in the conference tournament, WCC Newcomer of the Year, and MVP of that WCC tournament. Just came on at the end, and you know, that's to me one of the beautiful things about college athletics. He's a kid who could not even get on the floor, all but forgotten, and just never lost faith in himself. You know, finally got comfortable, got another opportunity, which I think you need to credit that staff for. You know, they don't give up on kids, and he finally got, you know, that last opportunity, took advantage, and just what a story.
As an athlete, you've got to have faith in yourself and your skills that when given the opportunity, you're going to make the most of it. Early in the year, he didn't make the most of all of his opportunities, but he stuck with it. And when he got his big one down the stretch, he completely took advantage of it and helped propel this team into the NCAA tournament in the second round.
And you see that the JC to the Division I transition and is in many ways more difficult than that high school to college.
Without a doubt, because a lot of times the junior college ranks, it's more about me.
It's not as structured. Yeah, exactly.
Versus a good high school program is trying to win state title. Every JC guy is just trying to move on.
Exactly. The way Spangler's night's going, he might as well shoot the three. Test it a little bit.
Well, let's see if he's got that. Put it up.
Hart with it now, and now a whistle inside. This goes on Carroll.
Tell you what, though, as a point guard, and what some of the young guys will learn is if you've got a big guy rolling like that, and you've noticed the Spangler can shoot it out there in practices, if he gets it going and he's having a good night, encourage him to step out in a game where you're already in command with the lead. Encourage him to step out and shoot that shot.
Yeah, I agree. I think coming from the point guard has a lot more impact than it does, say, from your center. I mean, Rob is the leader of this ball club, really the catalyst defensively, does a tremendous job. But as a big, you're a little more limited just because you don't have the ball in your hands as much.
Stockton, his shot is off.
Diop with another rebound. This kid is everywhere. Yeah, I mean, you look at this ball club for Carroll College, and I know that's not the focus tonight, but you mentioned it earlier, Dan, but Garland's going to be a big-time player, three-time All-American, but Diop is going to be a load at that level.
Athletically, for the NAIA level, he is very good.
Sam Dower working
right there,
hard on the
Marquise
post.
Carter's got to take that dribble down. Sam Dower's got him sealed on the baseline. One hard dribble down on the baseline. Marquise Carter drops it in.
Well, you know,
Sam Dower has a layup.
Greg, you mentioned earlier that the art of the back-to-the-basket scoring is kind of disappearing from the game. Well, it's amazing how difficult guys find it with those post-entry passes. It's like it's not taught anymore how to create those angles with a dribble or ball fake. And you saw right there, great point, Dan.
Well, I think that's why David Stockton played so much last year.
He's got a great feel for that.
He was the only guy that could get the ball to the post.
Yeah, that's a big part of it. He's an excellent passer. I mean, it's really remarkable given, some of David's physical limitations. He's not a very big kid, but he understands angles, great footwork, and delivers the ball on time. There's confidence in those passes. They're crisp. He has a lot of self-confidence when it comes to distributing ball.
I wonder where you learned that from.
Yeah,
and then he steps in and takes a charge right there.
I mentioned earlier, it's good to be the son of a coach. Probably not a bad thing to be a son of a Hall of Famer either.
No, not just a Hall of Famer, but my opinion, greatest point guard to ever play the game.
Magic Johnson says that every time he's asked. John Stockton's the best point guard.
Magic Johnson likes to tell the truth. Well, that's not fun for David Stockton to take that charge and then get subbed out right there, but he's played a great game, and I think they're probably going to let Pangos kind of run the show the rest of this game to continue to get him comfortable.
Well, I mean, David's a known commodity now. They have a sense of what he can do. They got to get David, or rather Kevin, up to speed as quick as he can. I mean, those two kids are going to split that point guard position first half dozen, 8-10 games of the year. Neither one of them as good as they each have been tonight, and David last year, and both of them practice. They haven't really separated each other from, one hasn't separated from the other quite yet. It's going to be a real battle, but both those kids, from what I can gather anyway, are unselfish. And I think healthy competition is a great thing. I mean, you had it when you were playing here. I know I did with the front line. I played against every day in practice. It makes you better, and it only helps the team when it comes to game time.
Without a doubt. There's always room for two good point guards on a team, especially two point guards who are great people and are willing to buy in for the good of the team.
Dower. Great spin. But again, I just don't think he's had enough touches to get into a rhythm offensively.
Yeah, he's got to have the ball in his hands, and they're going to address that. And he needs to do a better job, quite frankly. Tonight, he hasn't been all that aggressive with his duckings.
I think one of the things that he can really excel at is a pick and pop game.
And he's struggling tonight a little bit, too. You saw right there, misses the bunny inside off the offensive rebound. But what I like about Sam is he's an effort. He's an effort guy. He's a guy that is going to keep giving you that effort. Even if he's struggling, he's going to continue looking to post up. It's if he can start to pick up things defensively on the glass, it's going to be impressive.
Well, here's the answer to tonight's Arby's trivia question. How many years has head coach Mark Few coached at Gonzaga? Here's the answer, 23 years. Better than 2 decades.
Here's a tough question for you, Greg.
Oh, I got to finish here. Mark was named head coach July 26, 1999, following 10 years as an assistant coach. Try Arby's new Ultimate Angus Philly today. Angus beef the way it was meant to be. Slow roasted, freshly sliced, topped with classic Philly ingredients. Arby's, it's good mood food, and I'm hungry.